Hey there, everybody. Johnny T here, and I wanted to talk about watches as investment pieces for a second. So, if you look around on any kind of watch discussion forums or any kind of like watch groups on Facebook, or if you go on YouTube for a little bit, you're always going to find somebody who wants to start investing in watches and they want to know where to start. This video is more for beginner watch investors. The people who can afford a Rolex as an investment piece, good luck with that. Generally speaking, 99.9% of watches that you buy new depreciate the second you wear them. And a lot of people who can buy a Rolex brand new and then flip it are probably heavily invested in the authorized dealer, and it's there's a lot more to that than meets the eye. So I'm going to talk about Tag Heuer as an example. So this this Tag Heuer Link watch MSRP is 2000 when it came out. I think it came out in the mid 2000s. And then this is a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. I believe this came out in 2010. This watch's MSRP was $2,500. Okay, this watch fair market value today, depending on condition, is worth 500 to probably 800. So if this was in mint condition with the box, all the links, you could probably get 800 for it. This watch is worth probably 600 to 1200 ish. Again, if you have everything that it came with, 1200 probably realistic. I paid 350 for this watch used. It's got issues, doesn't have all the links, doesn't have box and papers. It needs to be serviced. The seconds hand doesn't work quite right on the chronograph. Okay. Once I'm done servicing this watch, I could probably get 800 for it. So I could make servicing's probably about $150. So I'm not making quite double my money on this, but I'm still making hundreds of dollars on it. Okay. This watch also has an issue and needs to be serviced, but I think I paid around 300 for this as well. Again, I could flip it and make a couple $100 on it. Okay. These are technically investment pieces. Now, I'm not making thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on these watches, but I could buy watches that have issues, get them serviced, and then I can make a little bit of a profit once I'm done with that. They're both very wearable though. I both of these are in my personal collection. I wear them pretty frequently. Okay. So that is how you can make money and make any watch brand an investment. You have to buy at about 50% of fair market, and then you can flip it and make a profit. I'm going to use the same kind of concept with these Citizen watches. So this is a Citizen Blue Angels watch, and then this is just a generic Citizen watch. I think it's a Bryson of some kind. Um, these watches are not worth that much. I think this watch MSRP was like 400, and then this watch MSRP might be 300. But a fair market is 50% of that, so call this one around $200 fair. I think it's worth 300 fair market actually, and then this one's probably 200 fair market. If you could buy this watch for 150 and this watch for 100 and flip them, you're making a profit. And these are technically investment pieces now. Okay, and these are just Citizen watches. They're not worth a whole lot. But if you continue to do this, if you do this with Hamilton watches, if you do this with Tissot watches, if you do this with all of the entry level Swiss watches, are going to be the better kind of investment pieces. But you can, starting out, even with Fossil watches, like there's some Fossil watches that you can flip for $80 or $100. If you buy those watches for 5, 10, $20 a piece, those are investment pieces. So uh, that's the secret. Buy used, pay about 50% fair market, and then sell for, yeah, double what you pay for or more. If you go to thrift stores, you can actually buy watches for $5 that you could sell for 50. You could buy watches for $20 that you could sell for 100 or 150. I've done it. Pawn shops are also a really good place to buy high quality watches. I see Tag Heuers at pawn shops all of the time, and they're usually asking about fair market. But you can sometimes get them. You could haggle them down even further, a couple $100 here and there. Um, and Facebook Marketplace, there's a lot of people with a lot of non-working watches that need to sell their watches. That's a really good place to buy, the tag heuer for 50% fair market value. That's where you could do that. Is when somebody's got a watch that isn't working properly that needs a service. And generally speaking, to get one of these quartz movements serviced, it's about 150 bucks. So always keep that in mind. But um, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I think anybody can start out making investment purchases associated with watches. Anybody can do it. I think a lot of people fantasize about buying the Rolex, and honestly, like I have never owned a Rolex, and I've been watch collecting for about 5 years, and I just I've never had the opportunity. So I'm always looking for an opportunity, but generally speaking, like I think everybody knows what a Rolex is worth. Everybody's going to look a Rolex up on eBay or whatever. And I think everybody just knows what fair market is for a Rolex. So it's really, 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 really difficult to do that with Rolex, especially if you're starting out, which is why I recommend you start out with like, Fossil or even Invicta. Like Invicta is a good place to start as well. And Seiko used to be pretty good for this, but not anymore. But anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to say about it. Anybody could start investing in watches, technically. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If this was useful for you, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers to go up, so I appreciate that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.